You want me to put that on my todger?
This one's wife. Anniversary mood board mayhem. Hello, I'm HG Tudor. For those of you that are married, what do you do when it's your wedding anniversary? Well, there is the old trope about the husband forgetting it. Ho, ho, ho. But ordinarily, what happens is that you will buy each other a card, possibly a gift, and you might subscribe to purchasing a gift which corresponds to the traditional or modern interpretation of a particular type of material, dependent on how many years you've been married. So, for example, 25 years is silver, 40 years is ruby, 50 years is gold, and there's different ones, paper, tin, wood, and so on and so forth. So you might do that. In some instances, when it's a milestone anniversary, such as your silver wedding anniversary, ruby, gold, and platinum, diamond, you might decide to have a party. You get together, friends and family, to celebrate so many happy years in blissful marital union. In these days of social media, you might tell people about the fact that you've got a lovely gift from your spouse, or announce that it's your anniversary and you're off to Bruges or such like for a trip. But what you don't do is put together a mood board. You send each other a card, you might hold a celebration, you might buy a gift, but you don't decide, like some strange serial killer, that you're going to put together a mood board. First of all, you're not a teenager, and we're not in 2010. But this is precisely what this one's wife has done, as you can see from the thumbnail, that she posted, yes, once again on Instagram, utilizing social media as a conduit to assert control over her audience and draw fuel from them, a mood board to celebrate the 7-year anniversary. Because that's what everybody's first thought is when their anniversary is advancing. I know I must make a mood board and put lots of pictures on it and create labels in my ridiculous cursive, which I pass off as some form of calligraphy. All the more preposterous was the fact that the mood board picture was captioned with 7 years of marriage, a lifetime of stories. Thanks to all of you, whether by our side or from afar, who have loved and supported us throughout our love story. We appreciate you. Happy anniversary. Now, there's just so much wrong with what has been written there. What is it that she's celebrating? 7 years of being married to the Prince of Pink Pancakes. Does he get mentioned? No, he doesn't. The very person that is the purpose of the anniversary doesn't get mentioned. That tells you, in a nutshell, everything that you need to know about the way that this narcissist regards Harry. He's just an accessory. He's an appliance. He's only there to serve her needs. He doesn't even merit a mention. No, thank you for 7 wonderful years, Harry. I love you. Nope, none of that. Instead, she's thanking other people. Why? Because this is a This One's Wife production. This wedding anniversary and the wedding itself, she sees as her story, her production. She talks about it as a love story. This woman's in her 40s. Of course, it smacks of Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck, whereby there was that ridiculous The Greatest Love Story Ever Told, which it's no surprise they came out with that shite because both of them are narcissists. But this one's wife is talking to all of these people as if to say, thank you so much for doing the lighting in our marriage and for doing the sound in our marriage and the principal photography and designing the costumes and operating the props. Thank you all so much for this brilliant stage production you've all put together for me. She doesn't mention her husband, but she directs it towards unseen third parties, We appreciate you. It's your anniversary, not thanking lots of people for being friends with you. And then the moron writes, happy anniversary. Why? It's not their anniversaries. Are you saying happy anniversary to them? It's like it's your birthday and you wish the other person happy birthday. She is so idiotic, so self-absorbed, that the message that accompanies this absolute cringe fest of a mood board demonstrates utter idiocy on her part. She's congratulating herself. There's no mention of Harry. She's telling the world, of course, look at me, look at me. She's celebrating herself. She's not celebrating Harry. And thus, she engages in this ridiculous performance, and it is chock full of utter bollocks. Now, I'm not going to go through every single item that she has portrayed in this pathetic display of overly sugared romance by her. But first of all, one of the things that you'll notice is that from all of the photographs, there's very few of just Harry on his own or Harry and the children. She appears in the vast majority of them. Why? Because she loves herself and she has to be seen. And also what's noteworthy is that it appears to me that many of these pictures aren't actual photographs, but they're stills that are taken from the Netflix show. So she's probably organised for some producer associated with the show to provide her with all of these stills, which she's then just slapped up on this mood board. Pathetic, it truly is. And some of the pictures, well, they're accompanied, of course, by her usual filigraphy as she sits and spends time writing this out. I notice at one point she even credits a photographer. Why would you be doing that in relation to your wedding anniversary? You would just put the photographs up there. Is it that she's concerned that someone might bring legal proceedings against her for not issuing the appropriate credit? I wouldn't think that would be at the forefront of her mind. I think, moreover, it's a case of triangulation. She wants people to note that she's so important that these aren't photographs that are taken by her and Harry. Oh no, she's so special. They have a proper professional photographer take pictures. So she has to let you know that by virtue of the note. There is one picture which has caused a lot of comment, which is to be found where she shows off supposedly a pregnancy bump. Unlike all of the other pictures, which you can clearly make out who it is and what's going on, this one was taken during a power cut, it would appear. Dark, blurred, and clearly done to mask what's going on. Many people have already commented that they believe this is her wearing a prosthetic and that you can see the join. You can make your own mind up about it. But the fact is, I maintain the view that if this one's wife were actually pregnant, we would have been treated to multiple photo shoots of her showing off her belly. Why? Because she wants to make it all about her and show that she's a mother-to-be. She would do the Demi Moore cover. You remember that, when Demi Moore posed when she was photographed. Instead, we don't get to see any pictures of her with her belly out, other than this one that suddenly appeared, which then is taken with a fucking potato. Most suspicious. We have an ultrasound, although interestingly, any ultrasound that's been shoved under my nose by relatives, I'm able to see date, time, who the mother is printed on it, hospital details, etc. Those seem to be rather absent from this picture, which causes my cynical mind to call into question the provenance of this particular photograph. The details aren't on it. Is it simply a photo of an ultrasound, not one that this one's wife had, and has been plonked on there to make it seem like she had one? And why only one ultrasound? Which child is this relating to? Why isn't there one for each child? We see the coat of arms, where interestingly, Harry's animal is fading away. What's she suggesting with that, one wonders. Also, there's a picture of Harry, or it's meant to be Harry, cupping his hands around one of the children. And Harry doesn't look very well. He looks emaciated in that picture. And what's going on with his hands, I have to ask? They don't look right at all. They look like they're made of clay. So much that's wrong with this. It's utter mayhem, generated by this one's wife, as always, to pursue control over the viewers, to draw fuel from them. But it is absolutely not what you do for an anniversary. It doesn't address Harry, and it just is a show fest of lots of pictures of her trying to demonstrate that she has this idyllic marriage, when in actual fact, it's just, once again, all about her, with dubious photographs taken as stills from Netflix, photographs which look to have been generated by Photoshop or even possibly by AI. And once again, this fraudster engages in making it all about her on the wedding anniversary. What are your thoughts in relation to this mood board? Not only is it something that a teenager would do and is completely dated, but what do you think about its content? What do you think about some of the more controversial aspects of it? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section. I'm HG Tudor. Thank you for listening.